Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you took your time out of your busy schedule to learn more about redox technology called ASEA. I am Kathy White. I am in Wichita, Kansas. My sister is Carolyn Lester. She is in Redmond, Oregon. My mother is Beverly Summers, and she is in Wichita with me, just right around the corner. And my Aunt Janet Nash, is in the beautiful Texas Hill Country. We are all native these 70s and 80s, and we have created the ASEA Sister Group to share ASEA with everyone we know. My sister has put together a presentation for us, and she's going to walk it through, and then we will each share a brief testimony. To Carolyn.
Okay, here we go. I will share my screen with you. All right. Here we go. All right, I am also going to move this out of the way. All right, so now I think I can see the whole screen, and you guys can too. Okay, so we're going to talk about the power of ASEA, and most importantly, the power of redox signaling molecules. So what is the meaning of redox? Redox stands for reduction and oxidation. And when they're put together in the scientific world, they're considered a complementary process. Redox reactions are everywhere. Your body uses redox reactions to convert the food and oxygen to energy. So that's kind of what I know about the science of what redox signaling molecules is. And I'm just going to tell you what I know about ASEA, what the four of us share about ASEA. And ASEA is a cell signaling supplement. What does it do? It turns on our genes. It turns on that cell signaling so our cells can talk to each other. And why do I need it? Because our cells are breaking down. Pretty much from the day we're born, our cells begin to break down, and we need those redox signaling molecules to keep our cells talking to each other and keep our bodies healthy. ASEA is not intended to treat, to diagnose, to cure, or to prevent any illness or any disease. You will not hear us mention diseases by name in order to be compliant with ASEA. What ASEA does is it creates an environment for our bodies to be able to heal itself. Our body is a very complex communication network. When we think of a house being on fire, when we think of our bodies as a house or our temple, we can think about the fact that when we're well, our house is healthy, and when we're sick, when we don't feel good, our house can be on fire. When our house is on fire, the one thing we want is to be able to have a great cell signal so that when we call the fire department or ambulance or whatever's needed, that they're going to hear us and they're going to show up and take care of what needs to be taken care of. And when we don't have a good cell signal, then those things don't arrive and they don't take care of ourselves. And so ASEA, what it does is it creates that cell signaling supplement. It is that signal where our cells can talk to each other. And when our bodies aren't feeling well, the cells come in and do what is supposed to be done to make us healthy. ASEA Redox is the only supplement in the world to provide the body with these resources, these cell signals that allow our body to achieve that full health and potential. So what ASEA does, those redox signaling molecules, they turn on our genes, and the studies have been shown that it actually turns on our genetic pathways 22 to 31%. And this is great when you're thinking about a healthy digestion. It improves your gut health and digestive enzyme production. It also helps maintain a healthy inflammatory response. It helps maintain cardiovascular health and supports arterial elasticity. It modulates hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. And probably one of the things that's most important to all of us right now is our immune system, and to keep our immune system healthy. ASEA is patented. It has a 3-step process. They take pristine salt water, same as found inside your cells, and they break that water down into free-floating atoms, and then they restructure those atoms into stabilized redox signaling molecules. They put it in this pretty little blue bottle for us to drink. And they have also created a gel, the Renew 28, that has the redox signaling molecules in them for our skin. ASEA and Renew 28, they are non-toxic, 100% safe. They're native to our body. Our bodies know what to do with redox signaling molecules. They know, the cells know how to communicate when they have those molecules in our bodies. ASEA, what we drink is that cellular health from the inside out, and the Renew 28 is that cellular health from the outside in, our skin. And one of the things that ASEA does is send the product to Bioagiletics. It is a company that's headquartered in Durham, North Carolina, where that little research triangle is. And they test batches of ASEA and the tube and make sure that it truly has the redox signaling molecules. They put their stamp of approval on it. And also this is produced in an FDA registered facility. Renew 28 is revitalizing. What they did was they went to two different clinical studies, both independent, over a 4-week period of time. And what they found is an improvement in your skin cell renewal, in the smoothness, elasticity, and also in the blood flow. And what we noticed in the blood flow is, rather than it taking 4 weeks, within 4 days, they noted a 50% improvement in the blood flow from rubbing that gel on our skin. We, the 4 of us and other members of our family and many other customers, have reported taking that Renew when you have a discomfort in a joint or in a muscle area. You can take that Renew 28 and rub it 3 times in 5 minutes and get a noticeable relief from a muscle or a joint or any of that discomfort. ASEA also has a skincare collection. They have the Renew 28. They also have the serum, which is 50 times concentration of the redox signaling molecules. Those 2 products have the redox signaling molecules in them. They also have the lotion, and they also have the cleanser, which is, all of the products are clean. The lotion is fabulous. My kids use the cleanser. They have, when they were in school and they had issues with their adolescent face issues, those products were a big help to them. You can see through these pictures, and there's thousands of pictures of people and what they have taken pictures of the before and the after. I even have a picture of my dog, a before and after, that she had something on her nose, and I was able to put the serum on for 3 days and it just disappeared. It went away. Don't even know what it was. But the skincare products that they have, just when you're using them, it makes a complete skincare, taking care of your skin. So the athletic breakthrough with redox, there are many athletes that are finding great improvements by using the redox. ASEA has sponsored many athletes to get their take on using the products and what it does for them, and what they have found, the improvements in their endurance, their strength, their recovery, and also their mental stamina, which is very big for athletes and for all of us. Athletes love this product because it's made from salt and water. It does not contain any banned substances, and I'll just reiterate, ASEA is not a drug. ASEA just provides the opportunity for our bodies to do what it knows to do and how to take care of itself. They also did a little study on mice, and they gave these mice ASEA for 7 days, and they ran 29% further to exhaustion. Okay, so what we do know is that as we age, our cells, we produce less of these signaling molecules, and our cells need to have these in order to do the communication. We're born with about 100% of what we need. And as we grow, pretty much by the time we're in adolescence and in our 20s, we start producing 10% less every 10 years. And that's a pretty substantial amount of loss. And it's a blessing to have a product that can put those signaling molecules back in our bodies. The other thing is the glutathione, the antioxidant that is produced in the cells. Glutathione is known as that master antioxidant. It's good for cleaning things out. Our kidneys and our livers love this master antioxidant. And when you use the Renew and the redox signaling molecules, what they have found is it is able to increase the production of that glutathione by up to 800%. And I'm not going to read the slide to you, but there are many things that when you have a low glutathione, our bodies tend to not do as well. So it's important that we have those redox signaling molecules for a multitude of reasons. When ASEA finished with a lot of the research that they did, and they really decided that ASEA is the labor, it does the work for our bodies. They wanted to come up with good materials to help ASEA do a good job. So they came up with this line of nutritionals, and they have the Source, which is the whole food and micronutrient complex. It's like the multivitamin, and if you are taking a multivitamin, you might want to just look at what is in this one and see the clean product that it is. They also have the Biome, which is the full spectrum probiotic. They have the Life Max, which is the active lifestyle and vitality formula. And then they also have the Omega, which is the native heart and brain complex. And so they have created the ASEA for the labor to do the work, and now we have the materials to go with it. And together it is a complete line of health. So setting the correct expectations is really important when you start taking ASEA. What they recommend is that you take it for 90 days and you track what you're seeing, what you're witnessing. What we want to do is have a noticeable experience, and you want to be able to give your body time to have its own breakthrough. Some people see a difference in a week, a month, some people 3 months or even longer. The four of us can tell you that we continue to see things that change for us in a positive way by staying on ASEA and taking it the way it's supposed to be taken. What you want to do is recognize the changes. You're going to get a little card that comes with the ASEA products, and it gives you an opportunity to just track the results of being on it. You're going to be looking for energy, changes in your energy, your sleep, digestive, health, your stress, your mood, mental focus, muscle comfort, joint comfort, skin health, endurance, workout recovery, seasonal issues, and the list is long. But those are the things to just get you started to see what ASEA can do for you. So when it comes to how much do you take, the directions on the bottle truly say just take 2 ounces once or twice a day. And when I started taking ASEA, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can kind of look at you while I tell my little testimony. When I started taking ASEA, I had a pantry full. My mom had been giving me bottles of ASEA. I had a lot of them in my pantry, and I just wasn't going to drink it. Didn't feel like I needed to drink it because I just didn't feel like I had any real health challenges. And so I was stockpiling, and my kids were using the other products, the Renew and the Cleanser, but none of us were drinking it. And one Friday on my way home from work, I slammed my finger in the car door, and my finger popped wide open, and it was a very ugly wound, and the discomfort was excruciating. And so I wrapped my hand, I got in the car, got home. Steve looked at it and he said, "You have got to get stitches." And we had something going on. I didn't have time for stitches, didn't want to spend the money in an emergency room. So I just said, just bandage it up and, we've got to go. And so he did. He bandaged it and said, "You're going to have to leave it alone for the weekend and just know you're going to have a really ugly scar." And that was fine. So we did our thing that night. I didn't sleep at all. I was in a lot of discomfort, and woke up Saturday morning, got out of bed Saturday morning, and Mom called and, like she typically did, and said, "What are you doing?" And I told her what I had done, and she said, "Did you put ASEA on it?" And I said, "No." I was a bit skeptical of the product at the time, and she said, "Well, go get a cup, get a glass, and pour some ASEA in it, and stick your finger in it, and leave the bandage on, and just soak your finger. And within a couple of hours, you will be feeling a lot better." So I was desperate, and I went to the pantry and poured some in a cup, and then I sat in a chair with my finger in the ASEA, and truly within less than a couple of hours, I had a noticeable, I don't really feel the discomfort that I was feeling earlier. And so it was just a noticeable, wow. I kept my finger in and out of a glass of ASEA for the weekend. I got up Monday morning to go to work and thought, I've got to change the bandage. I'm in the shower and I'm wincing because I know this is going to be ugly and it's going to hurt. I took the bandage off, and it not only didn't hurt, but everything that had been pushed outside was back inside, and both edges of the wound had already started to heal. The swelling was gone. It looked really good, other than it was black and blue. So I thought to myself, boy, if it can do that for a wound like that in that amount of time, I should probably start drinking it. If it'll do that for the outside, imagine what it might do for the inside. And a lot of times you don't even know what's going on in the inside. So I started drinking 2 ounces a day, and any wound or anything else, I had ASEA that I would spray on or soak or whatever. I started putting ASEA everywhere I could. So 2 ounces a day. And then 2 years ago, when I went to work back in an elementary school, I decided to up my intake to 4 ounces a day. Partly I'm getting older, but more than anything, I just knew I was going to be around a lot of children that had things they could share with me that I didn't want. And so I started taking 4 ounces, and I will never quit taking ASEA. And my sisters and my sister and aunts and mom, we're going to be sharing some more of their testimonies in a minute, but that is about the taking of it. And now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so that's how much. Start off doing what it tells you to do on the bottle. If you don't feel like it's doing a whole lot for you, you can always take more. ASEA is 100% safe, like I said earlier. You cannot take too much. Okay, and on we go. So cellular health is the way. It's truly the way of the future. Over the last 30 years, we've been doing vitamins and minerals, juices, antioxidants, which are all good, and we can still continue to do those things. But it seems to be the wave of the future looking at these redox signaling molecules. A lot of our universities are doing more and more research on these redox signaling molecules and what they can do for our health. So with this company and a product that creates that many, covers that many massive industries, the wellness, the skincare, and the athletics, you can also have a great opportunity presented in front of you. When I started drinking ASEA, I had no intention of ever talking to anyone about ASEA. But what ASEA has done in the production of this product and what it has done for me personally and all of us, we can't quit sharing this product and what we know. So with ASEA, it's a once in a history timing. They have done the innovation. All of that's been done. We're at the end of the introduction phase. We're at the post-risk and the pre-momentum stage of the growth and maturity. And there's an opportunity there for people not only to drink it for their health, but also to look at what it could do for them for their wealth. So when I started talking about ASEA to my friends and sharing it with other people, I thought, I really want to know more about this company. And what I found out is that ASEA was created by Virtus and Tyler Norton. They found a biotech company that was not doing very well. And they had one of the things that they had that they were working on was these redox signaling molecules. They were able to stabilize them. They just couldn't stabilize them for any length of time. They could create the redox signaling molecules, but they couldn't put it in a bottle and save it to be able to give it to other people. It had to be consumed quickly. And so they bought that part of this biotech company and asked a team of researchers to come in, charged them actually with coming in and finding a way to stabilize those molecules, which is what they did. Once they stabilized them, they started giving them to friends and family that had challenges with their health. And those friends and families found profound benefits, and they started sharing it with other people. And soon there were a lot of people in different companies that were benefiting from this product. They reached out to see if they could get it to the world and what would be the best way. And a pharmaceutical company came in and took a look at it, agreed that there was something there, and offered them a very large check for them to give over the patents and everything they could for the ASEA. The caveat was that everybody that was on the product had to go off of the product. They couldn't provide it for anybody anymore, and pretty much said this product's not going to be available. And so Tyler and Virtus decided that they did not want to let this product not be in the hands of the people. They felt like it was a great tool, a great gift to be able to share. And so they started looking at ways to be able to give it to the people. And through network marketing and this kind of conversation and us talking about it, it seems to be and is the way that it is getting to the world. It is our way to give it to other people. And so what they did was create a purpose-filled mission to improve lives around the world, both for people, their health first and foremost, and then also to help them have an avenue for their wealth. So they have decided that they're going to change the world and are. It's in over 36 countries, and there are hundreds of thousands of people that are benefiting from this product, including the 4 of us and many others that we know. The other thing that I wanted to do when I was looking at this company was just do a little, what else do they do? And what I found is they're a very philanthropic company. They, about 2013, the founders and their employees put together a foundation called Advancing Life. And their goal is to break the cycle of poverty, suffering, and abuse around the world. They have partnered with other people and done some of their own help to society. Some of the ones they partnered with is the Operation Railroad and also the Crimes Against Children and many things more. And I just can't say enough about this company and what they have done for me and for my family and for the 4 of us. And so I'm glad you were able to listen to this little program, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to turn it back over to my sister and she'll tell her testimony.
Thank you, Carolyn. That was awesome. Awesome sharing. It's always great to hear about this company and all it's doing. I will share one of my many testimonies. I started drinking ASEA in 2013, but in 2006 I had been diagnosed with some problems in my esophagus. A lot of discomfort in my chest to the point where I couldn't really sleep. Sometimes I'd have to sleep sitting up, and I was having to go to the doctor, and at first being scoped every 2 years, then pretty soon every 1 year, once a year, and then every 6 months. And my cells in my esophagus were definitely misbehaving. I had a lot of problems going on. I was on several medications, some of them over the counter, some of them prescription. Actually, one of the drugs that I was on for many years causes cancer in the lining of the stomach. But I started drinking ASEA, and like I said, in 2013, and within a couple years, it took a little while, but in a couple years, my doctor said, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, you keep doing it because everything seems to be reversing. And he said it's highly unusual, but I was thrilled. So I feel like it changed my life, honestly. I can't even imagine what my life would be like without having had ASEA in my body. I won't ever go without it. And I told my sister and my mom I'd bathe in it if I could. I believe in it. When I drink ASEA, I think about ASEA as being a new sheriff in town. Rides in with his posse of redox signaling molecules, millions of redox signaling molecules. They detect the cells in your body that are healthy, and they do everything they can to keep them healthy. They detect the cells in your body that are struggling or not doing so well, and they give them the tools that they need to repair and rejuvenate. They also detect the cells in your body that are truly misbehaving, that are broken down and are causing havoc. And those cells are replaced with new vital cells, causing your whole body then to start back in the way it was meant to be, in a balance and harmony, and your cells are communicating correctly. So excited to share this with you, and so thankful for my mom and my aunt to have introduced ASEA into my life. So with no further ado, I will turn it over to Mom to share her testimony.
Thank you, Kathy and Carolyn and Janet. Janet and I have been on this journey for 9 years, and we are very, very committed. Love talking about it, and I'm thrilled that I have daughters and their children and grandchildren who have benefited from the walk with ASEA that we're on. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I started with ASEA right after Janet did. The introduction she gave me sold me on the fact that I wanted healthy cells all of my life in all of my body. And I, at that time, was really concerned about brain health because I really wanted to be, that was my most important thing at that time. I was definitely wanting to not suffer and be like our dad, Janet's, my dad, when he had the last 15 years of his life, he had a mental dysfunction that was devastating, and it was extremely sad for us to watch the way this very, very strong businessman all of his life, very, very smart, struggled. And so, I mean, Janet and our brother and our sister decided we did not want to go through this, so we were hoping and praying for something for the brain health. And so when I started on it, I shared a case of it. So that I was taking 2 ounces a day for 3 years. So that I was taking 4 ounces. And I've been really, really thrilled in every way with what it's done for my entire body. One other thing that really has recently been a benefit to me was the fact that I was scheduled for knee surgery. And the doctor said surgery is the only thing that's going to correct this. And so I had a knee problem and was able to use this ASEA spray on her knee. I believe at that time it was once a day, and she did it for a couple of weeks, and she got rid of her knee pain. I'm older, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to use the spray, and I'm going to add the Renew to it and rub it in, and I did it twice a day. And within 6 weeks, so I was able to cancel my surgery. So I'm really, really pleased about the fact that whatever seems to be wrong with us, we just get the out and we go to work on it. And anything with our skin that we're concerned about, we just know that it's going to be able to handle that too. I'm 85 years old and soon to be 86. And I'm very, very thankful that I have 75 trillion healthy cells in my body to get me through the rest of my life. That's a blessing. So I'm very thankful for the ASEA company and for the founders that have made this just a tremendous gift for the world. And so, Janet, you and I've shared so much, and we just enjoy what we've been doing. So now you can share your testimony.
Well, I just say amen to all of that, to everybody's testimony, because it just thrills me to see how you all have been willing to try it and to see what it would do. And I'm just, I'm thrilled about that. And so I just want to say that 9 years ago, I was introduced to ASEA. And I'm so thankful because that's the only way you'll hear about it is if somebody tells you about it. And a friend of mine who is an RN, she called me up and told Herman and me about it. And and we decided to try it. And she said it's the most amazing product ever, because she could give it to her patients and they would have no side effects, something that was 100% safe and non-toxic. And so we listened to her and we decided, well, we like to be healthy, so we wanted to try it. So we started taking 2 ounces twice a day, and in a very short time, we noticed better sleep and better stamina and just overall better feeling of strength. And I even remember walking through Walmart one day, and I was by myself, but I was just thinking, you know, how good I felt, how well I felt, and how strong I felt. And I was just thinking, well, that's what they call that feeling of well-being. And so I was so thankful for that. And I started thinking about how much that's worth, to have that feeling of well-being and no discomfort anywhere, just knowing that you're, like Beverly said, your cells are working and they're healthy, and it's just a marvelous feeling. So we were just very impressed with it. So a few years later, the ASEA company came out with a new product called Renew 28, which you've heard from the others. And we were so thrilled. I'll never forget, we were at a convention and they announced this new product. And you should have heard the crowd of people. All the ASEA people just went crazy, because we were so thrilled to know that we could use something on the outside of our body, on our skin, anything on our skin. Well, then we find out that it is so awesome to relieve discomfort. And so then they were telling us that you put it on 3 times in 5 minutes. And one day I had a very severe discomfort in my back. It was a type of feeling that I'd never had before in my life. It was like pins and needles sticking into my skin. And I couldn't sit or lay down, or I couldn't do anything without this terrible discomfort. And I took the ASEA, the Renew 28, and rubbed it on that place, that area, 3 times in 5 minutes, and every bit of the discomfort left. I mean, it left right then. It wasn't like I had to run get a heating pad or anything else. It left and never came back. So I just, like the others have said, when you experience that, you know that it's real, and you know that it's what they say it is, that it goes right into the body and it helps those cells to work. Today I'm taking 8 ounces. I take 4 ounces in the morning and 4 in the evening. And I know that it's helping to improve my immune system health. And that's important at any time. And I have really enjoyed excellent health for these 9 years. And it doesn't mean I can't get sick tomorrow, or have a cold or whatever, but I have not been sick in all these 9 years. So that is pretty important. And one thing I and the others, we feel compelled actually to share this with other people. We can't not share it because of what it's done for us and so many others. So I just want to say, if you are interested, we'd love to talk to you about it. And if you might know of someone in your family, or a relative or a friend that has a real health issue or doesn't. We didn't have health issues. Beverly and I didn't really feel like we needed anything. We were taking our vitamins and whatever, but we knew from the science what it does in our bodies. And so if you happen to know of somebody that would like to hear this information, we would love to talk to them. And you can contact any of us at any time. So thank you so much for coming and for listening and for considering this wonderful product. Thank you.